Hello and welcome to my potato patch. All of this straw empire here had no dig potatoes in. How you do no dig potatoes, for anyone who doesn't know, you bash back the weeds, you do a layer of cardboard, and then you bury your sprouting potatoes in straw, and it supposedly makes potato harvesting very easy and keeps down all the weeds. Now, as you can see from all this lush greenery behind me, it has not kept down our weeds entirely. But today we are going to open up the straw and see how our potatoes did. We had a drought all through July and August, and then for the last 2 weeks it has been raining hard nearly every day. So I don't know if we have any potatoes at all. So let's get stuck in and see if we do. There are 3 varieties in this patch, and you can see the labels I made for them. So I've got Sharps Express here, that's this section here. Over here I've got Red Duke of York, which is a red variety. And down here I don't even know where the sign has gone, but this section is Kestrel. So I'll do it section by section, and then we can weigh the potatoes and see what was in there. And while we're here, I've got my orange bucket for weeds, so all these duckweeds and whatever can go in there, and we'll feed the chickens with them. So you can see here where I've started disturbing the soil. We have good worm activity, which is very promising. So things have been breaking down nicely and sort of forming this early soil. And there we go, here we are, potatoes. So this is Sharps Express. Sharps Express is an early potato variety. So the idea is that you plant them around February, March. I planted mine a bit later. They are a waxy variety, therefore more like salads, potato salads. Oh my goodness, look at this bindweed. So we at least know there are some potatoes in here. Maybe not that many. Lots of littlies, which is what I would expect in a drought year. It's quite a fun experience actually. It's a lot like digging for buried treasure, but I have left it a little bit late, and you can see signs. I don't know if my camera can focus, but you see this potato looks quite gross. This has got extensive slug damage. It's been hollowed out on the inside, which is not unexpected because of the wet weather we've had recently. Some of them look fine though, no slug damage on that one. Lots and lots and lots of good sized worms. They love this straw mix. So if you're looking for a way to increase worm numbers, it's a good way to do it. But as you can see, this is a weed I hate. This is crane's bill. It has little pinky purple flowers that bees really love, so it's good to grow for that. But it forms these tough corms, I think they're called corms, and you just can't mulch over them. You have to try and scrape them back as much as you can and pull them off and out as much as you can, because layers and layers of cardboard, wood chip, whatever, you just can't really no-dig your way out of them. So potatoes are really good to grow if you want to kind of obliterate an area in your garden. People recommend them as a starter crop for an area. If you like doing lasagna mulching, which is what this is, sheet mulching, whatever, potatoes are a good starter for that, because when you dig them up, you go kind of bare earth. You take things right back. I think that is it for Sharps Express for my first potato variety. Got maybe a kilo? I don't know, I'll weigh them later. I didn't have very high hopes for this variety because it is a heritage variety, which generally means lower yield. It also has low disease resistance, so I'm pretty impressed with how it's done. We didn't have a blight year this year, we had a drought year instead. So not bad. These are the kind of size I expected. They are a salad potato, so about that size. Little bite-sized potatoes. Let's move on to the other two. By the way, this big, beautiful green thing here is not a weed, although there are weeds on it and hiding around it. This is comfrey. Comfrey can be used to make plant food. You can either chop it up and just mulch around the base of perennials like apple trees, like that little tiny apple tree over there. Or you can stew it down with rainwater to make a liquid plant tonic. So this is here deliberately. This is not a weed. But there's another big patch of comfrey over there. But in between, that's all dockweed and bindweed and little tiny baby brambles, which are incredibly spiky this year. Oh, hello. That is red. Oh my god. Look at that pink little potato. It's so red. Wow. I didn't think I was expecting that colour. Oh, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Look at these beauties. Hello. Wow, that's our biggest potato so far. Which is not saying much, to be honest, because it's hardly a baker. But hey ho. Right. Lots of bindweed, oh my goodness. It's like ghost tentacles. Whee! Right, I'll get back on it. Okay, crate number 2. Red Duke York, there are some beauties in that. These are quite big. And just potato patch 3 left to do. How many Kestrel have we got? The plants on this one, when they were alive and kicking, did look very healthy. So I'm very interested in seeing what we're going to get out of this one. Oh, straight away. But it is green. So it was exposed to light while it was growing. So this one might not be edible. Again, a little bit greenish on that one. Here we go. There we go. That's a perfect Kestrel. See the pink dots. Very nice. Lots and lots of worms here. Aha. Beautiful. It's a good potato. There we go. 3 different potato varieties planted on the same day in the same material in the same area of a garden, and 3 very different outputs. I think Kestrel looks like it might be the winner in terms of volume and weight. I'm going to weigh these when we get back inside. Sharps Express didn't do as well, but that was to be expected. So this has pretty much worked out as I expected. Okay, so let's weigh the potato. Sharps Express weighing in at 152 grams, so just under a kilo. Well, 4/5 of a kilo. Red Duke of York. I want to weigh some of these big ones on their own just to see what size we're dealing with in terms of individual potato. So that one alone is 194 grams, 155, 139. So I think the biggest one there is this one, the 194. Yeah, wow. But let's see what the total amount is for Red Duke of York. Our total here for our Red Duke of York is 2,271. Very respectable. Just over 2 kilos of these red beauties. Isn't that a lovely colour? Although some of the weight needs to be taken off because look, this one is not edible. There is insect damage in that. There's these weird little white things. What are those? I don't know what they are, but they like the inside of potatoes. So that takes us down to 2,201 because there is no way in hell I'm eating that potato. Lastly, our Kestrel potatoes. Which one do we reckon for biggest individual? 248. 252. I think it might be this one, but this has quite a lot of mud on it. So maybe they are actually about the same weight. Final weight on our Kestrel potatoes. We're over 3,000 people. 3,067 grams, over 3 kilos. And they look great. I have a few that have holes in them where, I don't know, maybe slugs have burrowed in. But to be honest, that is the reality of organic gardening. These were grown without any synthetic fertilizer input, just chicken poo that was in the straw mix, and without any pesticides, herbicides, slug pellets, none of that. And I've got 3 kilos from them during a drought year, so that's really good. So would I do this technique again? Would I do no-dig potatoes in straw again? Yes, absolutely. If you have space in your garden to do it, do it. They're so low maintenance. Before the foliage died down in the drought, they were doing very well at suppressing weeds on their own, but the straw as well just makes it so easy to pull those weeds out because it really weakens them. I'm pretty happy with my yield considering that the inputs in terms of water and fertilizer were very low. If I was going to choose a variety to do again, I think I'd definitely pick the Kestrel. I've not done a taste test yet, but I have been told that they are very good tasting. And I know for a fact that these in a good year with enough water will get to a really good baking potato size. Yeah, so in the future, I might try this again using something other than the straw. The straw that I used had been used as chicken bedding, so it was preloaded with fertilizer in the form of chicken poo. But I'd like to have a go at doing it with something like shredded newspaper, maybe mixed with grass clippings, because then you're still getting that nitrogen in, but these are free inputs, whereas straw, obviously, I'm not producing straw in my back garden, so that has to be a bought-in input, and I want to be finding ways to reduce those kind of inputs. I want food growing to be as accessible as possible. So yeah, next year, give it a go. I've not tried winter potato growing. Some people have told me that it's possible. Maybe I try that this winter. Not in the same spot though, because we need to practice crop rotation. As for the space that I've had them in, I'm thinking the best thing to do is probably scrape it back, put down more cardboard, and then put the semi-rotted straw back on top, because that will further suppress the weeds that are in that area. And then I've just got to decide what I'm going to grow there this winter. So, I've got a lot of mud to clean up now across my kitchen table and kitchen floor, and I've got to find some paper bags to put these potatoes in so that they'll keep for the next month, 2 months maybe, not sure. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this update on my potatoes, and I'll see you next time. Bye!